Welcome, my people. Today is part 2 of trade recap on GBPUSD. I'll be taking you guys through a trade recap, showing you guys the trade which I took, and actually the trade was a loss. So, yeah, actually the trade was a loss, but the most important thing to learn from here is that I was able to trade based off my system. I always consistently trade on my system, so I have no regrets. Going into the chart, guys, you guys will be able to see clearly that what happened here. This was the first trade which was taken that was explained in the part 1 video, and we're about to explain this in the part 2 video. And in order to do the trade breakdown, we have to look at a bigger picture. Price came into a 15-minute demand zone. Price started creating lower lows on a large scale. Price created lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. As price reacted here, price on at the end, price consolidated, came down, but ended up breaking structure to the upside. As price did, this I would tell you there's a change of structure now, right? That means change of structure to the upside. So once price broke structure here, this was a low, this was the highest point that created the lowest point. If you look within this chart, this was the lowest point, and where was the lowest point in this chart created by this point? At that time, this was the highest point until it got broken with this move. Once it broke with this move and went up, with it was simply telling us that there was a possibility of buy to continue. And looking left, I did not see no liquidity sitting below here. It means all liquidity had been cleared, and so my bias was buy. And since my bias was buy, I had to use the same concept which I use here. It was the same concept which I use here, and it is the same concept which I use in all my trading. Remember, I woke up in the morning, I saw that price had created Asian low liquidity and Asian high liquidity. Remember, I will always repeat it in all my videos. I consider Asian low and Asian high as points of liquidity. If you don't know what I mean by Asian low and Asian high liquidity, you can go to my channel, keep on watching my videos, you'll be able to understand what I mean. So remember that there are three market sessions: the London session, the New York session, and the Asian session. So during the Asian session, this zone is annotated by the Asian session, and each session is 8 hours. That's why 8 times 3 is 24 hours in a day. London section is 8 hours, New York session is 8 hours, and Asian session is 8 hours. So the lowest price, the lowest level which price when doing the Asian session, this is it. We call it Asian low liquidity. The highest point in which price went within the Asian session, we call that Asian high liquidity, and it has been proven that Asian high and Asian low liquidity are always taken out. If you look here, price went down, took out the low, went up, took out the high. Price went up, took out the high, went down, took out the low. Price went down, took out the low, went up, took out the high. So based on this concept and based on this previous day trading, I was expecting that price should come down. I noticed price was coming down. I was expecting price to come down into this our demand zone, which was formed. This was a 5-minute demand zone. I was expecting price to come into this 5-minute demand zone and then provide a reaction which will go up and also try to take out this Asian high liquidity. Remember, in the previous day, the Asian liquidity was taken out. Price went down, took out the Asian low liquidity, and decided to move to take the Asian high liquidity. So based on that, I was using the same concept. Price was expecting price to come down, take out the Asian low liquidity, and enter into our demand zone like it did here before going back up to target the Asian high liquidity. But unfortunately, there was news on GBP there was CPI news on GBP and based on that, I was unable to actually make profit within the trade. So it was a losing trade, but the most important thing is I respected my system and I respected my trading. I traded here the same way I traded here and the same way I will always trade. And all these two trades are taken off. This is my buy setup. This is my buy setup. Once I noticed a change of structure, I had to wait for liquidity to be created in the form of Asian low and Asian high liquidity. Once the Asian low liquidity was taken down and price came down, yeah, I was expecting a reaction of price to push price up to sweep that AC and high liquidity. Unfortunately, it was a losing trade, but I was satisfied with the result because I was able to trade according to my system and according to my plan. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned to my channel. Continue to learn more. I don't always provide videos of only wins, guys. I provide videos of wins and losses, guys. And unfortunately, recently I've been having a lot of winning trades, so I'm unable to show much losing trades. But this is an example of a losing trade, but it was based off my system, so nothing to worry. The most important thing in trading is consistency. Consistency in the sense that you have a particular trading strategy, a particular trading system, and no matter how many losses you get or how many wins you get, you continue to trade according to your system, and on the long run it will become part of your habit and brings you to profitability. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Ciao.